Hola YouTube! I'm in a different room today. I'm in my room with my bed unmade and my roommate's dog Lucy behind me, so she's gonna stay in the frame. She looks kinda good there, right? So I want to talk about a topic today that I think is a huge part of your mental health with your fitness journey. And that's kind of something that I've been talking about a lot, like making sure that you're still mentally healthy and okay while you're on your fitness journey. Your fitness journey is supposed to be like a positive experience. It's supposed to be happy. It's supposed to make you feel good. It's supposed to make you feel like you're getting better every single day. So particular things that make you feel negative need to be recognized and talked about and made aware in your head so you know how to better deal with them. The thing that I'm talking about today is the scale, the little square metal thing that you step on every single morning to determine whether or not your progress is going well or if it's going not well. Yeah, that thing that everybody hates. The scale is a huge problem for many people, and I will tell you why. Although the scale can be amazing and it's a tool that I use as a coach and I use as myself for assessing progress, it is not the only way to assess progress. So the other ways to assess progress, if you're wondering, well, if I'm not stepping on the scale or I'm not checking my weight every single day, how do I know whether or not I'm losing weight or losing body fat, or how do I know? There's a couple different things that I use as a coach as a tool to... Oh, she gets so scared of the wind. Hi. Oh, I know. It's okay. It's okay. So a couple other tools that you can use to assess your progress include looking at yourself in the mirror and progress pictures. Those two are... What is she doing? Luz. Sorry. So progress pictures are huge for me personally. The way I look is really important, especially because I'm like a bikini competitor, so that's another way that I assess my progress. Especially if I'm in a fat loss phase, you want to continuously look better and lose body fat, so looking at pictures is huge. That's probably number one. Another tool that I use are descriptive words, and I know that sounds a little weird, but you can wake up and you can feel tighter, you can feel leaner, you can feel fluffier, you can feel like bloated, which isn't really a word that means anything. It just means that like your stomach isn't working as well and you might be like sensitive to certain foods or eating too much gum or like carbonated beverages. That's not really a word to assess progress, but particular words and the way that my clients describe how their week went, what went well, what didn't go so well, how they actually feel that day, is a huge indicator for me whether or not progress is moving in the right direction or if it's not moving in the right direction. Personally, I can definitely tell when I wake up leaner and tighter and I feel better when I'm cutting. This is mostly for fat loss, so those descriptive words are what I really use the most for assessing progress. Another way that you can assess progress is by how you're doing in the gym. So this is particularly important if you're in a muscle building phase, and the scale doesn't actually matter as much in a muscle building phase because you're likely going to be gaining weight. It's pretty inevitable that you're going to gain a little bit of weight or a little bit of body fat or muscle. That stuff, those things are going to weigh more on the scale, so that will, you'll see weight gain. So assessing your progress in the gym is going to be a big indicator of whether or not you're building muscle. So if you're doing 10 reps on the shoulder press with 15 pounds and it's really hard, and then the next week you go up to 20 and it's like kind of easy, that means that your strength is increasing and you're moving in the right direction and you're building muscle. So that's another big indicator for assessing your progress. And you can also like get a body fat test. Those aren't like the most accurate things. I don't really have people do that just because the calipers aren't super accurate unless you're going in one of those pods or something. So there's definitely other ways that you can assess your progress aside from just the scale. There are also a lot of things that affect the actual number you see on the scale every single time you weigh yourself. So if you're weighing yourself if you're not weighing yourself in the morning, like naked after you go to the bathroom, hopefully you go number 2. If you're not weighing yourself right then before you eat or drink anything, it's not going to be accurate. I'm going to tell you why. When you're eating food and you weigh it on the scale, that weighs something. If you're consuming a liter of water, that liter weighs something. It's going to be in your body, and then if you're stepping on the scale in the middle of the day, all of the food and the liquid that hasn't fully gone through your body yet and fully digested is going to show up on the scale. It's going to weigh something. You're going to weigh more. So never ever weigh yourself after like the morning before, like after you start eating and drinking, because it's just not accurate at all. A lot of people do that and they'll see like what they weigh at the end of the day, and it's just not accurate. After you go to sleep and spend like 5 to 8 hours sleeping, that's when all the food and the liquid has fully digested and you've fasted for that long period of time because you were sleeping, so that weight in the morning is going to be more accurate. Also, another thing, that if you're getting up at different times in the morning, so if for one morning you have to get up at 5 a.m. for some reason, like for me, I traveled yesterday, I had to get up at 5 a.m. and I checked my weight at 5 in the morning, it's going to be a little different than if you check it every other day at 7 a.m. It's just going to be that time period, might be like a little bit more or a little bit less digestion, so that's going to affect your weight significantly. Maybe not significantly, maybe just a little bit, but that's going to affect your weight. If you eat different foods every single day, so if you have one day where you have like a lot of voluminous meals, and you're eating huge salads and a lot of cauliflower and like big meals with a lot of vegetables, those foods are going to take up more space in your stomach, and they might take longer to digest because they're more fibrous, as opposed to if you have like a really busy day and all you can get in is like something quick, like a quick protein bar, and all of the food volume is really small. That's going to affect your weight the next day as well. Same thing if you're having different amount of liquids every single day. If you have like 1 cup of coffee one day, and then every other day you have 4 cups of coffee, that's going to affect your weight in the morning. So just, if you are weighing yourself every day, make sure you understand that it is going to fluctuate every single day. That is very important to understand. For example, me, I'm on a cut right now. I am preparing for the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search photo shoot and stage time, so I'm really excited and I'm really paying close attention to my progress. So that means I am weighing myself every day just to make sure that any plateaus that may be happening, anything that's going wrong, I catch it early so we can like adjust things if need be. So if you're weighing yourself every day, you will see fluctuations every single day. If you're weighing yourself every day and you're like, ooh, I'm up half a pound today, or I'm down half a pound today, that does not mean that you did good or bad the day before or after. That's a very, very, very important thing that I want you guys to take out of this video. The weight on the scale that you see every morning does not determine whether or not you are a good girl or a bad boy. I know it's really cliche to say, but the number on the scale does not determine your worth. It does not mean anything about your character or how well you're doing, or if you're doing good or if you're doing bad. It's simply going to reflect the food that you're eating, and like if you're being consistent or not, and if you know that you're not, or if you know that like you didn't sleep enough the night before, or if you didn't get enough water in, like just to anticipate that things are going to change every single day, and the number on the scale does not mean that you did good or you did bad. The focus should be to see a consistent trend downward if you're cutting, or a slow trend upward if you're trying to build muscle. The trend means that like overall this week or within 2 weeks, things are moving in the direction of like getting lower. I'm going to show you guys something really quick I think will help you see visually. So I showed this on my Instagram a couple months back. I finished doing this in October and I haven't updated it yet, but I just wanted to show you guys what the weight fluctuations look like from my reverse diet from, I think this is a 12-week, from the end of my prep to 12 weeks later at the end of October. The very bottom here is like 108 and the very top here is like 115. look how much my weight fluctuated in between those 12 weeks. It was always up, then it was down, it was up, it was down, it was all over the place. Anticipate that. That is going to happen. It does not mean that you're doing something wrong, okay? So I think I'm kind of straying away a little bit from the point of this video, but I did want to explain how you can, 1, assess your progress other than the scale, and 2, understand what the scale is saying based off of what you're eating, what you're drinking, how much you're sleeping, what you're training, just the fact that your weight is going to fluctuate daily. I just want you guys to understand that first. But the whole point of this video is just to explain that the scale isn't an end-all, be-all. If you're really focusing on just like getting healthier, making better positive changes, just like adopting healthier lifestyle habits, and you're weighing yourself every day and you're determining whether or not you're going to be happy based off of the number you see in the morning, that is a problem. Yes, weight is going to determine whether or not your progress is going well or if it's not going well. Like I said, there's a lot of other ways to determine that, and your weight is certainly one of the tools, but if that is affecting you mentally, if that number is making you really struggle throughout the whole day and decide that you might have to do extra cardio, oh my gosh, or maybe I should have a low carb day today because my weight went up, or you're just being really hard on yourself based off of that number, I urge you to please, 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 please step off the scale. Just do not weigh yourself as much, as often, at all anymore. Obviously, there's different levels of like how much of an issue that you personally or every individual makes of the scale. Some people can step on it and just take it for what it is and just like put it out of their head the rest of the day, and some people really struggle doing that and struggle with not letting that number affect how they feel for the rest of the day or how they feel about themselves. How that number makes you feel about yourself. Okay, so just to recap a few things to take away from this video. Assess your progress in other ways aside from just the scale. Take progress pictures, look in the mirror, see how you feel every day, check clothing fit, you can take your measurements. Anything else to assess your progress, make sure you're just looking at the overall picture. Number 2, your weight will fluctuate every single day based off of variability of life. A lot of things are going to affect your weight from a day-to-day basis, so don't look at your daily weight fluctuations as whether or not your progress is going well or if it's not going well. Number 3, if you're stepping on the scale is causing you any problems mentally, if you're feeling guilty for what you did the day before and then seeing the number just makes that guilt even worse, or if you're feeling like down on yourself based off of that number, if you're feeling like you have to reciprocate or you have to like make up for that number by lowering your calories or increasing your cardio, step off of the damn scale. And the last thing that I want you guys to take out of this video is that not all progress is going to be physical. That is huge for me and for my clients as well. I like to ask them like what went well this week, and sure, you can say I hit my macros and I did a really good job at the gym and then my weight's going down. Great, you're physically making progress, but when they tell me that they went to a family party and didn't feel anxiety over food because they were able to organize their macros in a way that they could like enjoy themselves, or if they say that they hit a PR in the gym or they felt more comfortable in the gym doing their exercises because they've been going more often, or you just made some like mental progress, like something you've done now based off of your plan that you never did before that makes you feel better about yourself, that is progress, guys. That is even bigger than your physical progress, because once those realizations that you're making that make you feel better about yourself, mentally and physically, the physical changes are going to come. So if you say that you got on the scale, you saw a higher number and you didn't freak out about it, that is progress. I commend you. That is huge. If you have any more questions for me about the scale or anything about weight fluctuations, variability, what can affect your weight, females, I forgot to mention that every time you have your period, there's a very good chance that your weight is going to go up, so pay attention to that as well. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up and let Lucy know that you loved her presence in the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel so you can see more of these videos from me. So tomorrow's video is going to be a grocery haul that I did today from Trader Joe's and from the regular grocery store. So subscribe to my channel right now to watch that tomorrow. Thanks, guys.